So let's see, test and 1 and 2 and 3. Are we online? Ah, we are very online. Very good. Very good. Okay. So I have to figure out a little bit of music, it's a little bit loud. 1 second. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Can I hear myself? Oh god, music is loud actually. 1 second. So, okay, that should be a little bit better. So, hello Earth, congrats for what? Did I do something good? Yeah, I got online. Congrats to me, I got online. That was a tremendous achievement. So, I was a little bit online already. I used a little bit of that coal and I did grind a little bit for nether bricks. It's rather boring to do that, and I also grinded meanwhile for some funguses, the warped and the crimson ones that we will grind today to get, yeah, the shroomlights that I desire so much, the crimson stems that I want so much, and so on. Ah, profile pic, yeah. Nah, it's not finished. It's just a sketch for now. It will be rather nice when it's finished. Like, gotten really nice artists to work for me on that thing. So yeah, I was a little bit online in the time. I hope everyone that's watching this, Earth included, that you had a tremendous Christmas, that you had a nice Christmas and a very good, you know, Santa Claus. That was good for you. So yeah, in the meantime, while I was offline, I was, you know, getting a little bit of netherrack here and there. So, yeah. It's still, what? It's still new, at least for account. Yeah. I figured I should finally get some sort of yeah, profile pic, and what better than me, just without a helmet, you could say. So, and yeah. Well, today it will be only a grind stream. It's nothing spectacular, it's just I want to use up the warped fungi and the crimson fungi for, you know, the stems and stuff, so I guess let's do that, and we see where we will end up after a while. Hello, you are not dangerous. Oh dear. Because I still need all of those, and I forgot. I want to also have those things. Da-da-da. And I hope everyone like Earth. How have you been over the holidays? You told me like you're not celebrating Christmas, which I mean, fair enough, but I find this kind of sad. You know, Christmas is really nice as a family thing. Like here, all of my family celebrates that rather religiously, you could almost say. Another one. Very good. Da, da, da. So, whoa! Shit! That went up to the ceiling. Oh god, I think it cannot get any higher. Better than just ladder. That rhymes. Oh, look, little guy. So, okay, we're almost here. So, and Earth, you asked me about like storytelling, about like how to write daily life in an interesting way. Did I get that? Right. Like, you know, how people do like mundane everyday tasks. Celebrate New Year. So all fun is ahead. Oh, that's nice. That's good. I mean, you have to celebrate New Year. This is like, you know, if you don't have Christmas, at least you should have New Year. And like, yeah, daily mundane life, how to write that. That's a good thing, because like, I think we have not enough in storytelling about that. And because it's always like, you have a story and it tells you, usually, yeah, there's this character, he has a childhood of this and that kind. He did this and that, and this and that. And it's like, it's not very... You don't know anything about those characters from, you know, before they became important to the world in some way, shape or form. Which is a little bit of... it's a little bit sad, because, you know, you can have such interesting stories about, like, daily mundane life if you spice them up a little bit. I don't mean spicing up like that you put action in it or fighting or stuff like... for example, I would love to know about the daily mundane life of Merlin, the wizard. Because I would be interested to know about that. What the fuck is going... That room needed a lot of time to grow. Yeah. Because, yeah, I would like to know, like, what's the daily life of a master magician? Like the daily life of Aragorn after Lord of the Rings, the daily life of Frodo, the daily life of Harry Potter. You know, those are very interesting things that I would like to know more about. And basically the answer to your question how to write that is partly already in that general idea. Because learning about the daily mundane life of some random person, that's not very interesting. We don't have like we don't have a personal connection to this person, to Harry Potter, Aragorn or stuff, when we don't know them yet. What we need to know first is, who are they, what do they value, what did they do, what did they lose, what did they sacrifice, and stuff like that, you know? So you have a sort of investment in that person. And that's the whole, that's basically the whole thing. You need to have investment in a person before you can write about daily life of that person. Unless, of course, you're a great writer. Like, a great writer can do this just without anything. One of the best examples, I think, is The Woman of 30 Years by Honoré de Balzac, a French writer. It was like the first book that treated women not as objects but or damsels in distress, but actually fully fledged, thoughtful characters that have own goals, hopes, and everything. And the book literally begins with a woman named 30 years old, sitting at a window and asking herself about like her life choices that led her to be unhappily married with 30 years of age. At that time, that was old for a woman. And we don't know anything about that woman apart from what I just told you. And still she thinks about like the mundane things in her life, what she did. It's not a book about adventures. It's not like nobody is getting rescued or saved. It's really just a woman reflecting on her choices in the past. And it's still very interestingly written. Because of how this woman is written. From the first sentence she utters, you really get a feel of regret. That she regrets a lot of choices that she did in life, where she basically wasted a lot of things that she could have achieved down the line, you know? And that's, for example, a way to write it, that if you are a good writer, that you really use language that is, you could say, emotionally charged. That's the best description, you know? That she gazes longingly out of the window, that she hugs herself with her arms as if to comfort herself. There's a lot of, you know, little details of things that you can do right or wrong in this kind of thing. But it's really about mundane stuff. And the whole thing about how to write interesting mundane stuff comes back to the... oh god, what was the word? I forgot it again. Dang it. What was the word? The stakes of the story, you know, because you can have a good and interesting story with very, very low stakes. That is just like the stakes is just stay alive, you know. That's a rather low stake. Generally, if you think about like, okay, it's just staying alive, you know, survival adventure or something. It's like, I don't know who said it, but there was once the saying, I heard it, your story can be as easy as Find Your Way Home, but it can also be as complex as Find Your Way Home. It really depends on the circumstances of everything. So, we have a lot of warped stems already. It's going good. And yeah, on that regard, one of the things that I usually recommend, if you would say, okay, I don't want to write an adventure story about a wizard saving the world. I just want to write about Lizzie the wizard lizard that is just living his mundane everyday life. Space monster. If you're not in spaceship with space monster, because yeah, I mean, you can write about this kind of stuff. But for example, you could also write just about the daily life of an astronaut, if you do it in an interesting way. For example, the astronaut is curious. He finds new stuff that gains his interests, new life forms, new fungi, new aliens, and so on. It's not groundbreaking. He's not, you know, saving the world or fighting for his life. No, it's the stakes are very, very low. I mean, he could mess up, he could get hurt or even die in the most extreme circumstances. Hello, little guy. But it is a considerably low stake if you... Wah! Ow. I wanted to check if I just killed a child and then I almost kill myself. Oh god. Okay. Get back to it here. So, the life I wish of. Yeah, I mean, dude, living the life of Star Trek, I mean, that's a dream, you know. But to get back to the story, that is if you, as a writer, can translate this love, this passion, this, you know, these feelings that you have for this life into your writing, then you have a great story on your hand. People will like to read it. So, and even if it's just like, yeah, I'm writing about this character that's a space dragon and he's just having, you know, daily life of an astronaut. It's nothing special. He's nothing special. It's just, you know, little story and stuff. This can be great stories. Okay? You need a sympathetic character. We need to understand that this character loves doing this, and if the character is lovable and likable, it is very well possible that we love to read about what he is doing, and this might be his mundane life. You know, checking lab results or stuff, but it comes a lot of it comes down to how you write it in this regard. For example, what feelings does he show? If he has like just like this, oh yeah, it's another day in the grind, another day in the cog, you know, that is not very interesting. That is not engaging. Why would I want to read about an astronaut being sick of being an astronaut, you know? And thinking that this life is shit. It's like, no, I don't want to read this. Nobody wants to read this. But if you have a character that is like on maybe even his 20th assignment, working for 20 or so years already as an astronaut, and still going strong and still very happy about it, and you know, finding out new plant life, weird plant life, thinking to himself, well, that is interesting, basically, you know, having interested thoughts, being in love with his job, you know, then you can have your readers fall in love with that character and job as well. You know, it's a lot about like what kind of character is he, you know? If he's a nihilist, I don't want to read about a nihilist. Nihilists are not funny. They're not interesting. They're just like, oh yeah, it's life. Life is shit. Oh no, we are all going to die. No, I don't want to read that. Not a lot of people want to read that. But if you have this idealistic character, I am going to explore. I am a useful member of the Planetary Union. I am going to explore the new life forms and be, you know, a good person overall. And what was the word? Being curious about everything that is and might be in this vast universe. And some of those things might be dangerous or scary even, but I am going to explore them. I'm going to find them. That is alive. I love this. I like this character. I like his enthusiasm. If you pair that with, you know, some interesting character designs, for example, that he is resourceful, he's clever. Of course, he should run into some problems. You should have, you should have some stakes. Yeah, even if they are low, some stakes should be there. For example, it can be as mundane as a time limit. Maybe because, you know, he cannot land on this, he can only land on this planet because of an iron storm, and because that storm got weaker for a while. And if he is not, you know, quick about it, he has to stay there for 2 months. It's not like he would die. I like glimmerstones, yeah, for example, you know. It could be also that he's a little bit quirky and he has like a little collection of very interesting stones that he collected around the universe and is just collecting more because, hey, science fiction dragons are still dragons. So that could be funny as well, you know. You can take it as serious or as, you know, not serious as you want. It depends really on you. The thing is that you should have passion for the story, and your reader should feel this passion, this love that you have for your character, for the story that your character is witnessing or making, the decisions that even when he has to make a hard decision, you know, that you feel that it is a hard decision for your character. And yeah, it's rather not to be mean or so, but it's rather mundane to write this kind of stuff. It's not hard. It's really not. Just fall in love with your characters. Fall in love and think of, like, if I have this character, what would he do under these circumstances? Of course, you should make him lovable, likable in some way, shape or form, you know? Because if they're not, again, nihilists, cynics, so on, they are generally not lovable. They are generally not likable. As a general rule, there are exceptions, of course. Like, for example, whoops, I didn't mean to open that. There are exceptions of, like, if you take Dr. Cox from Scrubs. Yes, that's his name. He is a cynic, but it's a comedy. And his cynicism is usually used as the butt of a joke. So that works. You can do that, you know? Having, like, you know, a character who is actually quite unlikable, but when he uses his unlikable traits, it's used as joke, as a good joke. If you can do that, use that as a joke, yeah, go for it. Have some humor in your story, but like have it like deadpan, cynical, that nothing makes sense, it's not worth it, or for example, your space dragon is just tired, but you like me. Bro, it's generally speaking, okay? Most people, I guarantee you, like to read about characters that are invested in their work, in whatever they do. Do you think I would like to read about the adventures of Harry Potter if Harry Potter would go about his day of like, I don't want to, nah, I have to go to school. I mean, he's actually having this kind of, oh dear, I have to do homework. Whereas like, yeah, you know, you are doing wizard homework, Harry, cry louder. But the thing is, it's never really used as an important part of the story. It's just like a little bit of filler, you know? But generally he's engaged about his friends, about his ideals, about, you know, doing the right thing, the good thing. Of course, Harry Potter is pretty big in terms of scale. Let me think. What is a story where we have like very low stakes? Chocolat. Chocolat by Anne Harris, I think that was her name. That is a beautiful book. It's a beautiful written story. And the stake is basically a woman and her daughter, well, a mother and her daughter to be precise, are in the, I think, 50s, late 50s. They come to a little village in France called Lansquenet. And they try to make a new home after traveling around Europe for years. And, you know, having problems with the people that live there, because they are, you could say, a little bit more like city people. They are, they have more knowledge about the world, while the people of Lansquenet, they are more, you know, your average rural people. They like their calm, they don't want change and stuff. And the stake is very low. The stake is, if they don't find a home here, they go somewhere else. It cannot really get a lot lower than that. It's not like they are in danger of dying or anything. It's just they make friends, they make enemies in that village, and you get to know their story, their life, how they, you know, traveled Europe, a little bit of a darker past of the mom, because she has like a dark past, sort of, to speak. And it's low stakes. But what you always have to, what you always read on that is how invested, oh god, how Viviane, that's her name, that's the main character, the mom, Viviane Rocher. Now I have it. How invested she is in her daughter, in finding a new life, how she wants to help the people, even though some of them don't deserve her help, even by her own admission, because they are really, really ugly to her, you know. But she still chooses to do that because she's not a fucking asshole, you know. She's compassionate, she's friendly, she's loving and caring. She has a lot of, you could say, classical female traits, and she is fiercely in love with her daughter. Like, effectively, you get very quickly the feeling that she's a mom that would die and kill for her daughter immediately without thinking. And those are a lot of understandable traits, a lot of things that I like to read about, because all this compassion, love, care, all of that, it really speaks to a person on a very deep level, you could say. You know, and that's what you have to capture with your story, all in all, as well. Like, it doesn't really what it boils down is it doesn't really matter how high the stakes is, and if the story that you're telling is rather about mundane tasks or about saving the universe. It's about how you write this thing. You can write the saving of the universe in a very boring way. Star Wars is the best example for that. But if you have mundane tasks, like I really would recommend that to everyone who's listening. I'm not getting paid for that, but Chocolat by Joanne Harris, now I have the name. It's a fantastic book with extremely low stakes, but a mundane world, not with like magic, wizards, dragons and everything. It's just the normal world in the late 1950s, and a single mother with her daughter trying to find a home. That's a story, generally speaking. It's not a lot, and you know, she trying to change her home for the better because she sees some problems in the village, and she tries to do, you know, something good, to be a good person. Not because she thinks she's a chosen one or anything, or she has a calling. No, because caring for your friends, for your neighbors is the right thing to do. And yeah, it's a story filled with love and with positivity, and I can absolutely wholeheartedly recommend it. No dragons, no. There is a little bit a mention of magic in terms of tarot cards, but it's clearly, if I remember correctly, shown that it is basically Vivian's personal superstition and not an actual thing that happens, you know? But I'm a little bit fuzzy on that end, I've got to admit, because it was basically my least favorite part of the story, personally speaking. If you're like a fan of tarot cards and readings and stuff, that's probably more your thing. But yeah, no dragons. No dragons, no you, no me. Whoopa. Okay, and you know, it's a good story. And to give another example, you know, you could, just from the top of my head, okay? You have on the one side, for example, you have Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, which feels small. You know, the universe in those 3 movies gets saved several times, apparently, but it feels small. It feels redundant. It feels stupid at times. Because, yeah, it is not well written. The characters are, at least in the first part, they're quite kind of sympathetic, but from the second part on, they're not. And the whole story is written like a mess. And even though you have high stakes, it feels small. It feels like the universe crammed into your back room. And that's not good, you know? And on the other hand, you have, you know, and let's say, like from the top of my head, you know, Earth. Let's take a little space dragon that's living in a science fiction universe, and you want a story that has very low stakes, but feels nice. And it's about like the mundane daily life about Earth. About the space dragon. I want to tell a story and I get hit by a tree. So let's just start. I would start the story with Earth waking up in his bedroom on the spaceship already. He's a little bit tired. It was a long day, but he's thinking about, you know, what he found out about a new plant form, because his ship is currently in orbit of a newly discovered planet where there is alien life. There's no intelligent life as far as I can see, but he's like exploring that because the Planetary Union has given him that thing, and while he's getting some food, in which I would a little bit use to show the culture he's from. Maybe, you know, from India, maybe he likes like Indian curry or something, or stuff like that. You know, giving him a little bit of character already. Whoops. So, without telling a lot, and then I would go to his first task to check on, for example, an algae that he found while going down there in the sea, and that was, while he was asleep, it was basically scanned by his computer, and that he, the fuck is going on down there, and that he tries to find out what's the matter with this plant, because the computer is very confused about it. I'm sorry, have to kill a pig here. Because the computer is giving out a little bit of weird stuff. So we have borscht. Yeah, that's that, for example, is also something that you can do. Then Earth could be, you know, a bit confused because the algae that was scanned and identified by the computer, it's giving the computer basically headaches because the scans don't add up. So I already would have like the stakes, which are pretty low. It would be basically, hey, you found a weird plant. It's weird. You should check that out. So he goes to check that out. He goes maybe down to the planet again. Maybe he thinks like his sample was faulty in some way, shape, or form. That happens. And I would, you know, describe the planet, how he goes here and there, checking out very weird aliens, and trying to communicate a little bit with them, just to see if there is some sort of maybe intelligent life forming already. Radioactive algae, yeah, maybe like that, something like that. And you know, and I would describe, of course, like security things. Maybe this planet is toxic for him, like the atmosphere or stuff. You know, that you basically also have, without telling specifically, he just puts on, you know, hazmat suits or stuff, because he knows, hey, I cannot just go down there. I might get infected by weird alien stuff that is not healthy for me. So, stuff like that. It's again, it's not hard to write. And maybe, for example, during his day, he gets a call through hyperlink or whatever, and why is that thing not growing? Now it is. From a colleague or a supervisor. That's basically just asking, hey, what's the update? Can you tell me something? Not like in the sense of, oh, you have to hurry, we have a tight schedule, your fuel doesn't last very long, if you take too long, you're going to die. No, we're not doing that. Just talking about updates, you know, and it would be daily, mundane life, but as long as I would write it in an engaging way, meaning that Space Dragon Earth is engaged in his work and likes to do it and is interested in, you know, doing this kind of work, and you can, and I would be able as a writer to translate this engagement into like how he acts, how he talks, how he thinks. That's important because currently it would be a one-man show. Maybe there's a colleague with him that he has like funny exchanges with. Maybe he has some dude with like a deadpan British humor, you know, stuff like that. That makes some funny remarks or jokes about Earth or about the whole situation. Or anything, you know, at least someone Earth could bounce off as a character. Hey, we're not in Lost. Oh, move it. No step outside without spacesuit. Oh, you mean... Oh, God, fuck yeah. Prometheus. Oh, God, that was shit. Holy moly, mother of Jesus. No, we are not talking about that fucking shit. No, 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 no. No. Bring that out. No. No. Bring your brain out of the gutter. Nope. No. We are not talking about that shit. You. You. Earth. You. So. But, you know, basically, and if you would then include, like, some thoughts about him, about his, you know, past jobs or future jobs, future assignments, or maybe, like, people talking to him, maybe he has, like, a chat with his parents that are back on Earth, or another planet, or his sister that's maybe working also in space, just on another field, maybe as a sort of a psychologist for people that have, you know, long space travels and they, you know, get sick from all the solitudes that you have in space and stuff. You could give the impression of a big, breathing universe. And that's the thing that the Star Wars sequels failed. Oh, Pirate by Give, hello! Sega, Farmer opened helmet, you see that he has another one in his mouth. What? What? Oh god. But hey, Pirate by Give, hello! How are you do? How do you do? So, up. So yeah, in terms of, you know, writing a mundane story, it's really, it's rather easy. It depends on, you need a likable character, you need relatively low stakes, and write your character in an engaging way, in a way that I want to read more about him, or her, of course. You not seen that video? It's not familiar, but if it's from Prometheus, it might be that I scrubbed it from my memory, because I actually try to do that. I have meat and I have a lot of it, and I am willing to use it when I need to scrub my memory of, you know, very, very bad movies. So. And Giffy Boy, how do you do? How's your day? We're going here good and very, very forward, you could say. Oop. Almost used up one stack of those magnificent shrooms. So we are halfway done with our daily, with my goal, basically. What? It has no ties with any element, so from a video about a game. Oh, that sounds horrible. Why would someone do something like that? Whoops. So, one thing, of course, that you always should keep in mind, if you have a character that's curious, don't mistake curious with stupid, you know? Because a lot of stories nowadays, for some reason, do that. So that's not good advice. Curious is not stupid. Curious is curious, and stupid is stupid. So it's a funny video. Okay, then link me in Discord. I will watch it later. For now, I am destroying and growing mushrooms. Despite getting not high of it. Must be very healthy mushrooms. So. Whoops. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. Oh dear. Yeah, and the other thing for like, if you want to tell a mundane story about the daily life of someone, give that person history before that. Like Frodo and Aragorn. I would love actually to have a book about the daily life of Frodo after the Ring War, or Aragorn, and having the same, you know. How their, holy shit, that's high. How their life went afterwards. What they did, what in their daily life, and stuff like that, because I read a story that made me care about them. So, and when you have that, basically, it's rather easy. You know? So, and my netherite hoe is not feeling very well. I used like the hours that I grinded off stream, or 2 hours, I'm not really sure, to repair it a little bit, but yeah, as you can see, it's in not the best condition anymore. It's too much shrooms going on here. So, and powered by GIF, I have now finally, I have an avatar, as you can maybe see. I have one! Hey! It's just a sketch, it's not finished yet, but I have an avatar! Hey! Also, if you watch this, you should subscribe to me. I have an avatar now. I'm very professional. So. Nah, but seriously, it would help out. Finally! Hey! Only because I'm slow, it doesn't mean I'm slow. Ah, wait. Whoops. But in any case, if you're still here, yeah. Likes, subscribes, comments, it's all very much appreciated. Unless you're a bot, I don't like bots. And if you're a bot, you probably won't listen to me, so doesn't matter. Slow, yeah. Very slow. I mean, I needed, how many? Whoa, that's high. I needed how many episodes to... I'm sorry, I'm talking. Every time I have like a nice chat, those guys are interrupting. So, I'm a bot actually. Where? Where? You're a bot? Oh god. Earth has to kick you. So, not really. So, Phew. That tree grow as big as he could. So. Oh dear. The space dragon is getting angry. Oh god. Everyone run. New Cryptus is about to blow up by so no, it's not a scam. Tell me, which crypto? I need money. I want to be rich. I'm a total, yeah, you know. If you tell me how to get money, I will absolutely get that money. So, okay, that is the last one of those rooms. Let's see how much we did get. Okay. I mean, it looks rather good, you know? It's a lot of warped stems. And we got, I think, at least 2 stacks of shroomlights. So, yeah, that's not bad. Oh, wait, I got another one here. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like it. I like it. So, now comes part 2. The red ones. So. Holy shit. It's a good start. It reminds you of 90 watt. Do you mean 90s music or what? I cannot follow you, Earth. I'm sorry. Nineteens. Okay, I guess. Okay. Anyone wants to play? Yeah, that's your thing. Have fun with that. Have fun. I'm in a hardcore world. I cannot. I won't risk that. I'm sorry. You know. Wait, why am I sorry? I'm in a hardcore world. How dare you even mentioning something dangerous like that? How though? Now things get curious around here. Digital Russian roulette. Oh dear. Look and roll, turns the cylinder. Huh? Yeah, of course. I mean... How does one burn in Minecraft? Then press button. What cylinder am I supposed to turn? I have a keyboard. I have no idea what kind of gaming console you have, but I have a keyboard here. There is no cylinder on that. Not that one, at least not one I'm aware of. Yeah, then repeat until you lose. Yeah, that's a fun game. Let's play something different. Until you win. Yeah. You know, dude, I kind of have the feeling that we have different understandings of winning and losing on this kind of thing. He's going to, okay. Earth is like, he's living in the year 3000. I cannot follow that kind of logic. That kind of argumentation. I'm too old for that. My 1000-year-old ass, I didn't get that. So, pop. So, oh dear. So, but any other ideas for storytelling? Because yeah, that was basically a little bit talking about like how to make a mundane but interesting story. And again, it's not hard. It's rather easy. It just, you know, if you can write it in an engaging way, then you can write even mundane and quote boring stories in a not boring way. Quote, you know, it's rather easy. Just be engaged, be in love with your story, your characters, and the story will take care of you. Message redacted. Earth, I saw that. What message did you write there? What did you write there? Tell me. You don't need to. It's fine. So. A bad one. Don't write bad ones here? Okay. It's a safe for workspace. Don't, you know, don't scare away anyone who's under 18. Be nice. Be nice to each other too. So. Bop, bop, and bop. Ah, dear. I can't wait for, you know, continuing with building. It will not be today. It will be like in the next year, honestly, because, yeah, I have a lot of work until New Year's Eve. But I will definitely stream once or twice at the beginning of the new year, like from the 1st to 3rd. Not sure yet when exactly. I hope on the 1st. Like right on the 1st and on the 3rd. It may be even on the 4th. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can hold out on that. Because like streaming daily, it's kind of hard at times. But if I manage, I think I could in like 3 or 4 streams then finish the nether rose. Which would be absolutely fantastic. Then I could, you know, get pats on the shoulder without asking for them, that people tell me I did good. So, how to tell about world, not writing war and peace and process. You mean like show don't tell. Well, about something in process. Tell about a world. Do you mean like introduce a world? And that I describe the world and not say simply like, oh, this world has never known peace. They always are in war with each other and at odds and stuff. Which is like a lot of telling, but not a lot of showing. Do you mean like that? Some sort of that thing. So, whoopsie. That was not planned as I wanted to. That's true. Also, new viewers, welcome. You are very welcome. We are grinding today. Not a lot of action, I'm sorry. But a lot of grinding, a lot of, you know, doing stuff and talking about storytelling. So, if you like that, be welcome or just stay and chill out and comment a little bit here and there. You're very welcome. So Earth, what did you ask about? Like, could you use different words? Because like war and peace and process, I don't really get it. What you mean? I think I don't. No. Talk about war, describing reasons and targets. Yeah. How to write that? Phew. That's a high mushroom. It is not very hard, to be honest. You know, you can just write, and on that regard, it's really coming back to that you show and not tell things. So, and to give you an example, let's just say we have like two sides, two kingdoms, a dark kingdom and a light kingdom, and they were at war for a long time, and they are talking now about peace, and you have like the two main generals talking about it. So how do you make that, you know, interesting? And again, you need like emotions attached to it. For example, that you know the generals. Or telling something that is what long ago happened, or not telling from the start. Ah, you're talking about prologue. You're talking about a prologue, Earth. Okay, now that's a prologue. A prologue is pretty much that you have to tell and not show. That's the point of the prologue. But it doesn't mean that it needs to be bad. The general rule is, of course, show don't tell, but a prologue can be very interesting if you write it in the correct way. One of the best versions of that I have ever seen is in Lord of the Rings. I mean, I'm referring to Lord of the Rings like all the time on that regard. That you basically, in a prologue, you need to show in an engaging way what has happened. And you need to be quick about it. You need to be efficient. So that's not always easy, because, you know, a lot happened. it's in a prologue, sometimes a lot of stuff has happened. So let's see. Whoops, not the crimson stems. But we're making progress on this one. We're making progress. That will be, yeah, that will be good for my build. So, tell from the start. Well, you don't need to really start with the start. In a prologue, you need to tell the important bits. You don't need to really say, oh, this is how the world started, and this is how every kingdom came to be, and the technology, and those are the important persons. No, that's info dumping too much. Write in an efficient way and in an engaging way that tells you about, you need to know what is the reason of what is happening, what is important, what is going on, basically, in an effective way, you know? And I had to redact messages. Yeah, that's YouTube. Ow. And Tree hit me because I laughed about YouTube. Don't laugh about YouTube, you get banned. Not really, please don't ban me. In a prologue you need, first of all, you need to be efficient about it. You know? You need to condense as much important information about your story as you can in as little space as you can. Whoops, I picked those up. And this is extremely different in terms of what you write. In terms of fantasy, there are different ways to do that. You can really have like an introduction, like in Lord of the Rings, where you get told there was this one ring, there was this war against Sauron, there was the elves and the dwarves, there were the different rings, there was how the ring survived and how he ended up in the hands of Bilbo Baggins. Stuff like that, you know? That's basically you, the writer, talking directly to them, the readers, which is a way to do it. It's an effective way. And if you do it well, it can be fantastic. Another way to do it is to write basically a prologue chapter. And one of those, a rather good one, I think, was in Harry Potter, in the very first book, where we see the world first from the eyes of Vernon Dursley, one of the side characters actually, seeing some really weird shit going on, you know? But later that gets contextualized that at this day Voldemort died, or at least was believed to have died. And then later we see McGonagall talking about stuff with Dumbledore. She basically watched over the Dursleys and checked on them. And we get a lot of context already. we know there was a Dark Lord. The Dark Lord is to believe dead. Dumbledore disagrees, doesn't think he's dead. Dumbledore is considered to be really, really good wizard. And we get to know there are wizards. They're hiding for some reason from the muggles and so on. And there's Harry Potter. And Harry Potter is like the chosen kid and so on. We get to know a lot. Not everything, but a lot. And that is, I would say, one of the best parts on Harry Potter, that it made a lot of good world building from the very beginning. So I will stop my grind for now to repair my netherite hoe, because it's kind of fucked. That thing is kind of fucked already, and I don't have any quartz anymore to use that. Also, while grinding, I found 2 ancient debris. Ow. You excuse me, dead, okay. I'm going, what is that, efficiency, meaning, this is a silk touch one, where's the other, oh, it's here. Da-da-dum. So, I'm just getting a little bit of quartz and repairing my netherite hoe. So, and then we can continue with that, let's see. I know there's a lot over there. So yeah, this is, by the way, where I got all my my nether bricks from. It is... That's also, I hope you don't mind, but I will, when I grind like stuff like nether bricks, which is, you know, understandably boring to watch, I will still do this off stream, so I hope you don't consider this as cheating. I'm not cheating, I'm not using like... you know, creative mode or anything, but I don't want to, I don't want to bore you into, you know, leaving the stream. So I try to keep the really uninteresting part out of it. So. So, but what you talked about, Earth, was basically writing a good prologue. So I gave an example, you know, but there are different versions. Like in the books that I'm writing on, the prologue is actually not a prologue of me as a writer talking to the reader or having an introductory chapter where I get to know some characters and stuff around. It's actually just random radio messages that have to do with the plot. Like there's radio messages of news, there's advertisements, that is, you know, disrupting all of that. Like, that's my way of making this introduction. It's a little bit weird, but it is extremely condensed knowledge of what is going on in the story, that there is a first contact, there are aliens that are trying to get into touch with us, and our first reactions to them, and so on. And I used, you know, since in this book, the whole, like, your intro has to fit the genre as well. And since my book is really about like the public perception of stuff that's happening, it's not an action book. It's not like this standard science fiction Star Wars, Star Trek flick. I go with, what do the news say? What is the public opinion? Because it is sort of political, that whole thing. So yeah, and I hope it will be, you know, it will resonate. That's at least my hope. Because when I tried to make an introductory chapter, it really didn't work. It was like, it was so much. It was basically just info dumping on my viewers, readers, I mean, and I did not want to do that. Nah. It was boring, to be honest. It was boring in the first, and I think this way it's more engaging, it's more chaotic. It is, yeah, hopefully more interesting. So, okay. Then let's go back. That is some repairs to the hoe, that is good enough. And I got a lot more of my beloved quartz. I love quartz, my favorite block. So. Okay, I came from over there. This way. So, and 2 viewers left us already. Aww. I hope you're still here. Okay, yes. Hello. I guess you want to get on my nerves again, huh? No, not yet? Okay. What did I want to... yeah, I wanted to put that quartz into blocks. Okay, good. And I got some netherrack I don't need, and I still have some shroomlights. I forgot to put those out. Okay. Now, how to expand the details of a story but not telling the prologue again? Well, you just avoid the details that you just went into. Got some passion fruit juice. Tastes good. So, well, that one is rather easy. Basically, always think of your reader as kind of a smart person, you know? Because your readers are usually smart. Don't think they're idiots. Don't. Because if you think, it will automatically get into your writing, this thought, you know? And your readers will notice this, I guarantee you. If you think they're dumb, they will notice that you think they're dumb. In your writing, people are smart. They're very perceptive about that. And nobody wants to be called dummy. Okay? Nobody wants to be called that. I'd call myself dummy, but I don't want to be called dummy by other people. So, and simply, very simply put, don't repeat yourself. Only repeat yourself if it's either like a character repeating something because it's important in a scene, or because it makes sense for them to repeat it. Maybe it was like 1 book ago or longer, you know. To give you an example, how to repeat yourself. Let's say you have an action scene, an assassination, like one character tries to kill the other and they fail. And later in the story, those 2 characters get together and the character that tried to assassinate the other apologizes and says, yeah, I'm sorry. And like a third character is saying, okay, we should work together because maybe there's a bigger threat going on, you know? And if you now think, I should not repeat that this character was assassinated, nah, like an assassination is a big thing. And now you ask me to work together with my would-be murderer? Like, if the character that was almost killed, if he would say, I'm not working together with this guy, he tried to kill me. And another character would say, yeah, but, you know, there's a bigger thing going on. You can't dislike him, but we're on the same page. And then the character is repeating, I know there's a big thing going on, but he literally tried to kill me. That would be like, okay, you repeat yourself, but it is in character. It's kind of a big thing, you know? If someone tries to kill you, that's not good. It's not nice. So, yeah, makes sense. That you, it makes sense that you repeat yourself on that regard. Ah, damn it. So, that would be a good reason, you know? And if you want to write, more details like about world building, that goes back to my talk about world building. Don't write everything all at once, because if we think like if we have a big universe like the universe of the Orwell, the Expanse, Warhammer 40k. Like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, they are big universes out there, you know? Discworld, everything. don't have an info dump writing, holy shit, that thing is big. Don't have an info dump writing everything out, you know, but just go to the important things as they become important. If you have, for example, a big important city that maybe the characters don't know about because it's a medieval setting and people don't, you know beforehand where they get to. Like, let's say you have an adventurer from France and he goes to Persia and then he lays eyes on the main city of Persia for the first time. Then have like a guide telling him, this is, I don't know, what was the main city of Persia? What was the capital? Persepolis? No, I don't think so. I don't know. But like, have a character explain this to him. This is our main capital. Here, our ruler rules like absolute. And look at this, this golden thing there. That is the palace of the ruler. Basically, you tell the reader what he needs to know when he needs to know it. So the important part is then that you don't contradict yourself. Okay. For example, that you say in one book, yeah, the palace of the ruler, it is made out of pure gold. And then in another book you say, it's a palace made out of silver. That would be like a contradiction. They would say, now what is it? Did he just build a new palace made out of silver? Which personally I would consider kind of funny, because that would be kind of a vain person. just being like, I got a palace out of gold. That's not enough. I want a bigger palace out of pure silver. Get to it. Oh dear. That would be most certainly the evil guy of the story. Oh dear. But yeah, it's stuff like that. So I know it's maybe a very general answer, but it's actually a very general question. It depends really on what book you take, what setting you take. For example, if you have a horror book, horror books stay usually vague on purpose about, the setting, it's a monster and everything, in order to be more frightening. And on the other hand, you have like science fiction or fantasy books that at times are extremely descriptive. So yeah, there's a mix of those, and I would argue, get yourself a good book of the genre that you want to write and check for those details. Analyze the book. What are those details? What are they doing? Why are they doing it? How are they doing it? So you get to know those details that you asked about and find out what the author did of those and try to learn from him. From the author, I mean, Because it really depends. Because in those, how to bring out more details of your story, your world, and so on, there are a lot of opportunities. You can have a character find a book in a library that tells him something about it because it's sort of plot relevant. You can have like a character outwardly telling a stupid character, maybe like or a young character that is not very knowledgeable about stuff, about some details in the world. Like for example, in Game of Thrones, in the book series, A Song of Ice and Fire, in the first book, let me think. It's the second. Oh god, 1 second. I have to think. It is. I think it's the third book. It's actually no. It's the second book. It's the second. The character. No fuck. It's the first chapter. I'm an idiot. It's one of the first chapters. We don't get told in the opening about the words of the houses, which is basically a thing there that every noble house has words. For example, the House of Stark has winter is coming. The house of the Lannisters has, oh god, I forgot what they are saying. The house Martell has the words unbowed, unbent, unbroken, and you know, every house has like words that show what character their house is. For example, there's a house Frey that has the words "we don't sow," or the house Tyrell is having the words "growing strong," and you're not told that directly as from the author of the book, but rather Bran is receiving education from his a lesson from his maester, his teacher, basically, about the houses, and it's actually plot relevant because, oh god, I messed up. No, it's not in the first. It's not in the first chapters. It's actually later. I think it's in the second book. I think it's the second book actually. About because his mother has left him and is, you know, running around in the world history doing stuff for their reasons, and their house their words of their house is family, duty, and something else. I forgot the third one. And he's asking his maester in that order, because mom left me, why doesn't she care for her family but for her duty so much, and so on. It's actually a plot relevant story that he's talking about there, and it tells you a little bit more about the world without, you know, it's not telling, it's showing, because it's plot relevant. So, and you get a lot more details through that, of like the story of things that are happening. I'm just like, what were the words of the Lannisters? Hear me roar was it, I think. Hear me roar, because they have a lion as a house sigil. But there's a popular saying of a Lannister always pays his debts too. I was just forgetting which one it was. Hear me roar, it is, I think. So that would be, for example, would be a nice example of, you know, putting some nice details into it after the prologue, without really directly telling the viewer, hey, this is the detail, this is important now, but putting it into context, because Bran having a lesson, he's kind of angry with his mom because his mom has left him alone at home, and he misses her, basically. He just misses her. He's a kid at that point. So, and kids can be, I mean, it's understandable, kid being angry about mom leaving, dad being gone, and after all that, nobody's there. So yeah, that would be basically about those kinds of details, you know? And again, it's not hard to write. For example, in my book, the main character, Danielle, is asking one of the aliens how their faster-than-light drive works. And I was struggling with where do I put this in? Where do I put the explanation in? And not just like out of the blue, Danielle is asking about, hey, how is your technology functioning? You know, could you tell me? Because that would be very blatantly me, the author, telling you, the reader, hey, this is how technology works in this universe. Look. No, but actually he is visiting a physicist, another, like an alien physicist that is really smart, and they start like talking, and the physicist talks about like his hobbies, and they basically naturally, since the physicist has his job, talking about their technology, and Daniel then asks basically that person, which is, you know, fitting, this person should know about their technology. And he's like, oh yeah, sure, I'm gonna tell you, because you're asking me about my profession, my special field that I like to talk about. Let me tell you. You know? What's that? That panicking Enderman just ported in here. Okay. So, and if you can, you know, have a talk in this very natural way, this is good. Having a talk in a natural way. For example, a negative example of that would be from the latest Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Where basically you have a scene where you have like two characters. One of them can jump dimensions and has no control over her abilities. And she is together with Doctor Strange. And the goal of this scene is that both are telling their backstories to each other. Like how she got her power, where she's from, and him telling a little bit, you know, of his backstory to her to get her to trust him a little bit more, showing her that he is, you know, one of the good guys. So, how could you do that? Well, the way the movie did it is by accident, and by sheer accident. Doctor Strange steps onto like a random field, like tile, where it displays your memories. And basically, randomly, that important memory from his bag gets played. By accident, by the way, you know? And she sees that, she trusts him now a little bit more. And then she steps on the tile too, and basically that thing displays her memory on where she comes from. That is the most lazy writing that is for me imaginable. Like, that's just giving up. What you could have done is both of them are walking, and Doctor Strange, I mean, he's inquisitive. That's his character. That he is talking to her about like, hey, where did you get your powers from? How can you do that? I mean, you are jumping dimensions. That is unheard of. That's basically godlike abilities. How the fuck are you doing that? And she could tell him. She could simply tell him. And talk a little bit about her stories. Then she could say, yeah, could basically take a step back, basically saying, yeah, I don't want to tell you, I don't know you, I don't trust you. And he could open himself up to her, tell her about like his losses, his love, what he has felt, and promise her that he will defend her from the evils that are hunting her. And then she can open up more and tell him where she's from, that due to when she discovered her abilities, that by accident she teleported her parents in another dimension and she doesn't know where. She has no control over her powers, and Doctor Strange could promise her to help her to learn to control these kinds of powers. And you would have a well-crafted scene, you know? Not like anything special, but it would do the job, and it would not be bad, outright at least. You know? That's this kind of... the first thing with we're stepping on this weird panel. Oh yeah, it was a panel from the memory store, because in that dimension they have memory stores, where you can, you know, display your memories to other people, because that's how communication works, apparently, there. That was very lazy. If you wanted to write a good story, what would have been good would be having both of them have a talk, a silent moment where things calm down and people reflect and talk to each other and tell others what they want, what they need, what they fear. And it is then a really nice mix of telling the audience a little bit of the character, making them engaged with the character, love this character, feel sympathy to them, or at least feel sorry for their losses. And yeah, to connect the audience to that character. That's kind of important after all. Especially when both of these characters, as in Doctor Strange, were the main characters. Both of them. They were the lead. So you kind of want your audience to care. It's kind of important after all. So yeah, that would be like an example of, you know, show don't tell and how to put in details. You know, I hope it helped, Earth. I know that I went a little bit off the rails on tangents and stuff. I like to do that, admittedly, because in storytelling everything is connected. Like, it is like in art, in any art, everything is sort of connected with each other. So it's sometimes hard to stay on topic for me. And with being thousands of years old, you kind of know a lot about this kind of stuff. Connection is good, yeah. I mean, yeah, you want to have your audience connected to your characters, you know. I mean, that's always the important part. When the audience asks, or a lot of people, like, you will not always make everyone happy, but when a lot of people ask, hey, why should I care? Then something is wrong. Then something is really, really wrong. When a lot of people don't care about something, you know, and that is it's a sure way sign that you know, yeah, something went terribly, terribly wrong in your story. I am sorry. I'm busy, man. Always those piglin. So we're almost done. Almost done. Whew. But luckily, that should be actually what I think that what I get here. That should be enough for most of the nether rose. Maybe all of it, even. With a little bit of luck, of course, but that might be enough. That would be awesome. That would be really, really good. So, what Brownian motion is good, so I can't make a tool without connection. You can't make tool without connections. You have to explain that sentence to me. You can't make tool? Do you mean you can't make it work? Do you mean that? Oopsie. So, poor. Also, I find it weird. I checked on how my streams went. My last stream, which was like a grind and chill stream, got actually some views. And then the stream before that, with the adventure in the end, which was actually like kind of chilling and hard and yeah, interesting, has like only 2 views. And I'm like, that's weird. That exactly like those are getting views, actually. It's like, huh, I didn't think so, but here we are. Here we are. I take that with me. Take that with me. Those not. But those, and yeah. good to go. So, but that's actually, if you see, like, we got a lot of warped stems, it's looking good. We got a lot of shroomlights. It could be more. I love shroomlights. I love the look of them, but we could have more. That is good, looking good too. And those are probably not enough, but I will take them for now. For now, it has to be enough. Molecules flow freely, that Brownian motion, but connected molecule can move freely. But what metal consists of? Yeah. That's what you mean. You go into science. I mean, I guess that's fair, you know, to make that idea stick. That's fair enough to go into science about it. So, then let us see here. Whoa. Lot of zombie piglin here. Hey guys, let me through, let me through. Holy shit. Why are so many of you here? I need to make like a house in the hell. With so many zombie piglin running about. So, and here's Merry Christmas thingy. And I got 14 levels, that's not a lot. So, and I got, yeah, those things. Whew. Wait, 1 second. I have to, not those, this one here. Those go here. There's already a nice collection of quartz. And there's a nice collection of gold. I love gold. Okay. Your brain likes to talk in riddles. Yeah, I see. So there it is. Oh, look at it. It looks so unfinished. It looks so unfinished. Oh dear. Okay. But that's not a bad thing. We can do this. So, yeah, we will basically use what we have here to make, you know, to get higher up there. I will have to change this, that it's not cobblestone anymore, but something, you know, more fitting, and that the entrance and the exit, that they look a little bit better, but that's for later. That's when I have finished the whole rows, after all. And I think I need railings because, yeah, it's kind of dangerous. Oh, it's kind of dangerous to be here. So, and there's a copious amount of arrows and gunpowder. God damn, I can make so many rockets with that. So. Okay. So, I got those nether bricks, I got those warp stems, I got shroomlights, I got crimson stems, I got magma blocks and blackstone that I can use later, and seniliums that I can use later, and enough nether wart blocks and more shroomlights, by the way. Put them here. Okay, so it's fitting. Whew. And yeah, that will be in the next stream. We will start working more on that whole thing. So I will go down for now so we can have like a nice anything. It still looks ominous. Yeah, I mean, that's the idea. It's supposed to look ominous. You know, that's a general idea that I'm going with here. You can make mortar to show off around. But mortar? I don't think I catch what you mean. What mortar? So. Mortar to show off around. Big cannon gun. Yeah, I know what a mortar is, but in Minecraft, a mortar? So. Are you kidding me? Holy shit, hi! Die. 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 Damn it. Die. 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 So. Suddenly 4 of those fuckers. Big cannon guns that shoot TNT. Ah, you mean that. TNT guns. Yeah, I know what you mean. I just don't call them mortars. I call them TNT guns. So yeah, the next stream we will work on this thing. Will be a work stream and we will see if we get far. I mean, we have to make the main stem. I think and I hope that we get far enough with the main stem to finish that one. Might be that I get more nether bricks in the meantime off screen, and yeah, as soon as I have the main stem I have to build the smaller stems. One big one going out there in the back, I think one to the side, and some smallers in different directions, like here and so on, you know, and flowers. So like it becomes like a rose. That will be hard. Like to make a flower, that is hard, at least for me. Reminds me more to explodes enemy, but might explode you. If you do it right, it does not explode on you. But I wouldn't say that I'm good on making like TNT guns. So, but in any case, that was my little grind stream with a lot about talking about like some details in world building. Thanks Earth for hanging out. Also, thanks Powered by GIF. You should absolutely check out his Twitter. He is a good artist. And yeah, I hope you liked it. And next time, so the next stream will not be this year. Will be like on the 1st probably. And hopefully I will be able to build all of this. And yeah. That would then be my first big build here. Very curious on how it will look like, how far we can do that. But I guess I will need more bricks, so I guess in the meantime when I'm at work I will off-stream grind some more nether bricks, so I don't have to start again. I want to finish that thing, you know? I really want to finish it, and yeah. So yeah, I hope you liked it. Leave a comment, leave a like and a subscribe and ring the bell, because I'm online quite often. I don't have a scheduled stream or a schedule yet because, you know, job and everything. I hope I can do this one day. If you subscribe to me, that makes things easier, because if I have some 1,000 subscribers I can monetize this channel and maybe become like a full-time streamer. That would be the dream. That would be absolutely fantastic. I would love that, to do that, but you know, I need your help to get that dream to come true. So, and yeah, I hope you have a good one, and I hope see you soon, that you have had a Merry Christmas, a great Christmas, and that you have a nice New Year. So, see you soon. Hope you're fine. Hope you stay safe and everything. Bye bye, have a good one, and see ya!